This is a CPU that I got for $1. It's an Intel Core i3-4150, which is an entry-level 2-core 4-threaded CPU launched in 2014. Today, it's a very weak CPU, but it got me wondering if a $1 CPU could even play games anymore. I put the CPU in my H81M test motherboard with 16GB of DDR3 RAM and an Intel stock cooler. But once I went to turn it on, I couldn't get a display out of it for some reason. So what I did was clean the contacts of the CPU with a Q-tip and switched out the RAM for a known working stick, but it still didn't post. The next thing that I tried was a different monitor, but again it didn't post. The last thing that I tried was a different GPU, and with that it finally posted. Now that the PC is finally working, I want to see if it can still run games. The first game that I tested was the original Far Cry. Walking around the opening area at 1080p low, it fluctuated between about 150 and 300 FPS, which was a very smooth experience. This wasn't too surprising though, considering this game is over 20 years old. Next, I tried CS2. Loaded into a bot match in Dust 2 at 720p lowest, the game ran mostly in the 50s, but sometimes dipped into the 30s and 40s, which made it feel a bit stuttery and just not very good. While it is kinda playable, it isn't a great experience. After that, I tried GTA 5, driving around Los Santos at 720p with the lowest possible settings. The game ran between 40 and 45 FPS most of the time, rarely dropping into the high 30s, and though the game didn't look very good, it was actually a very smooth experience and felt perfectly playable. Finally, I played Minecraft 26.1 at 1080p with the fast graphics and render distance set to 6, and running around the world with a 120 FPS cap, it got around 90 to 120 FPS most of the time, which felt very smooth and stable. Now that I've tried some games on it, I want to pair it with a decent GPU and see how it performs. In all these cases, it will now be CPU limited, but I want to try and squeeze as much performance out of this CPU as I can. I switched out the GT 730 for a GTX 1660 Super, which should shift the bottleneck to the CPU and show the absolute maximum this processor can do. First, I reran CS2 in a bot match in Dust 2, and at 1080p with the lowest settings, it ran in the high 50s and low 60s mostly, but did drop into the 30s and 40s at times due to a CPU limitation. While it isn't a competitive experience, it is much better than it was and would probably be fine for a casual player. Next, hopping back in GTA 5, driving around Los Santos again, this time at 1080p very high. The game ran in the low 50s mostly, but did stutter a lot, which is due to the CPU bottleneck. Sometimes textures and even whole buildings loaded in after driving past them, which caused the game to stutter hard and freeze. Though it was an improvement from last time, it was still very rough. Next, I ran Forza Horizon 5 at 1080p high, and this one actually ran really well, and it was much better than my expectations. The game ran at about 60 FPS most of the time and only stuttered once. This does make sense though, because Forza tends to be very light on CPUs compared to other open world games. Finally, I tried Cyberpunk 2077 at 1080p high. Running the built-in benchmark, the game ran at about 39 FPS on average with no major stutters. This actually ended up being a very decent experience, though if I were to play it, I probably would drop the settings to medium or low. Overall, this CPU really did surprise me. It did much better than I thought it would. It's really impressive that a dual-core CPU from 2014 can even have a chance at playing AAA games. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe for more tech content like this. We're only 20 subscribers away from 1,000, so I would really appreciate it if you help me hit that goal. Thank you.